I like the fact that you're rocking the XFL hat, by the way.
Let's go XFL. We were singing a little Eddie Vedder songs.
You were singing. I was not part of that.
Yeah. What are you talking about? We were all doing it.
That hat sucks the brain out of your skull.
It was awesome. Whatever's left of it. But.
The XFL, by the way, the first time the XFL was introduced, it was not supposed to be a televised thing. It was created as a live event thing. So it would be like a concert, it'd be like a show, it'd be something like that. It was designed basically to do that. Then old buddy, what's his name? Charlie Chapman. What's the guy from NBC? What's the
Ebersol.
Charlie Ebersol.
Charlie Ebersol.
Ebersol with a B.
Yeah.
Charlie Ebersol. He lost the rights to something. He knew Vince. He approached Vince like a couple weeks allegedly before the XFL started and was like, "Hey, I need something in my prime time." And I think Vince allegedly, if the 30 for 30 or whatever documentary it was about it, Vince was like, "Well, this is not for TV." And Ebersol was like, "No, I trust you. Like, let's put out something because I don't have anything." And then obviously Vince the first week is, "This is the XFL." And all the people in the crowd there are all probably wrestling fans, Vince McMahon fans, understand it. But at home, primetime television, a lot of people turn it on and we're like, okay, so we're not going to watch. This is not the alternate to the NFL. It had success, but nowhere near the amount of success that everybody potentially projected, but not Vince McMahon. I think Vince McMahon, once it got on TV, never expected it to be some, like glowing TV sensation. So it disappears. I assume Vince McMahon, I've only talked to him twice. Actually good one time.
How you doing, pal?
Yeah, and then another one, a quick handshake or whatever. I assume the fact that people labeled it as a failure sat in his. That was one of those things,
back
right?
of the brain.
Whether he was like, these motherfuckers don't even know that this was supposed to be a live show. It wasn't supposed to be TV. They're judging me off the TV, not the live show. We sold out stadiums. Fucking what are we? So I probably sat in there if I had to guess. I don't know him well enough to make that accurate assumption, but I am assuming that it sat in there. So whenever it was a chance to potentially come back, and Ebersol's kid was potentially going to launch another league, and that thing failed completely. Absolutely failed completely. Didn't pay the players, didn't pay the coaches. The AAFL is what we're talking about. It was I believe that thing was maybe the most Mickey Mouse operation I've ever heard from the people that were in it. Like, players were like, wait till you hear this. I was getting texts from former teammates. They were like, wait until you hear the shit that we're going through here. We're practicing in some high school with no field. They're not paying us. I had to pay for my motel that I was staying in.
Shit show.
Like, it was just a complete shit show. I think football-wise, they maybe had it. I don't know. But just the business side of it was bad. So the XFL comes back. Partners with Fox, ESPN, everybody. Huge. We're going to change the way, we're going to do this for TV. We're going to get some legends of the game to come in here. We're going to try to, and that thing was, those games were averaging over 1 million people per game.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and everybody's going to be like, well, the NFL gets 40-some million for championship. It's like, yeah, I agree. But go look at what all this other shit's getting.
Yeah.
1 million people to watch an XFL. They were going. I saw it firsthand in that first week whenever I got a chance to call it on the field. I was originally pitched when I okayed it that I would be in the booth, but then I was switched to the field like a couple days before, and then kind of like, what's it called whenever they try to make you feel bad?
Guilt trip?
Yeah, I was kind of guilt tripped into well, you did say you would do it. I was like, no, I said I would be because I was told, but I'll do it. But anyways, I was happy I was guilt tripped in it because I got a chance to experience it. The fans were excited. The teams were committed. They felt like everything was getting taken care of. And then, Uncle COVID came through and kind of ruined the whole thing. So I think XFL will always be kind of viewed as a failure, and maybe even some people who are super haters of Vince McMahon or whatever will say a 2-time failure. Yeah. I don't agree with that at all.
No.
I don't agree with that at all. I think the XFL was a success. I think the first time it wasn't meant to be a TV success. It was supposed to be a live performance success. It was at that point. And I didn't know that as it happened, by the way. It wasn't until that documentary I watched where I was like, oh, this makes so much sense on how it all worked out. But the second time, getting a chance to experience it and watch it and everything, I think it was a success until Uncle COVID came through. But people always say, it failed.
Well, and the stuff they tried, right? Like, if the replay was awesome, like, if that gets carried over to the NFL, you got to think, like, look what they did. Also, the interviews on the sideline, players coming off the field, like, oh, fuck, that was awesome. On a hot mic.
The sky
XFL
camera.
created the sky.
Yeah, the sky cam.
Yeah, that's what I was doing here. That was tough charades, I think.
I thought you were going, like, swimming or something down
well,
there.
that's what the sky cam does.
Yeah,
it gets in there. Yeah, but
I mean, you almost took a hand off that game.
I was getting yelled at the entire time.
15 yards on the field doing
I
a
was getting yelled at.
sideline report.
Because the person who I was directly working with kind of knew that I was bamboozled and also liked me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they liked me or whatever. I was like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not trained for like. People go to school for a long time to be good sideline reporters because there's certain information that has to be timing. You have to remember these certain things. I'm like, this ain't my fucking thing. Like, I'm supposed to be reacting to stuff. Yeah. They're like, okay, this is what you're going to have to do. You have to ask for permission to speak, so we'll send it to the truck, and the truck will send it there. They'll give you a yes, then you can talk or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's not going to work. Like, that's just not how it's going to work. They're like, well, that's how this whole thing goes. I'm like, okay. I'm like, where am I supposed to stand? Am I supposed to stand? Like, they're like, oh, you can go wherever you want. I'm like, wherever? They're like, yeah, wherever you want. Just kind of walk around. I'm like, okay, you got it.
Fine.
I fucking was, 5 yards behind the fucking line of scrimmage, and I heard in my ear, "Get off the field!"
You're touching the logo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I allowed to talk, or do I have to ask, or do I? I'm sorry.
You have to clarify that you have to get off the field. Or?
Who am I?
Hold on.
Okay, yeah, I'll get off the field. Me walking up to the ref. What's going on?
If you would have batted a pass down, that would have been.
If there was a fumble right in front of me.
Jump on it.
If that gets recovered, and I have to do like a full Olay on the middle of the field.
Johnny Manziel.
Or you're running next to him like, how do you feel right now?
Hey, good for you, man.
You think you're going to score?
Hey, look at this. You're scoring a professional football game. Anyways.
You think that kickoff will ever make its way around the other leagues or no?
What was it? I don't remember.
They had them like everybody was
Sad.
already down at the 30, like except for the kicker and the returner. So they boot the ball off.
Oh, so that's a practice drill for kickoffs.
Standing like 10 yards, 5 yards.
Now that I remember it, yeah. Whenever you just move everybody on the field, you save their legs, right? So, hey, we're not going to make you run the entire way. We're just going to set it up. That's like a kickoff drill.
Okay.
I don't know if that'll. I think that seems a bit Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
But other than that, they also moved the ball up 5 yards on the kickoff.
Yep.
Because there was heavy wind, and that was like 2 minutes before the game. I was like, I love that you guys can just
on the fly.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
I really, really like that, but I don't think we're gonna see some of that stuff. The review needs to get in there.
Has to.
Has to. What are we even doing?